You know what we haven't done in a little while? It's a halo eye or a spotlight eye. Let's do it. I'm excited. Also, we're going to use taupes, cool tones. I just checked, this palette is in stock and it's wonderful. This is Colorpop, that's taupe. I might use the shimmer. We'll see where we go, but I want to use this. We're going to use this as a base. And I'm going to explain to all of you how I'm going to use this. It's going to be fun. So let's get started. So we are going to use this as an eyeshadow base, but what we're going to do is we're going to mix it on top of clean canvas. Now let me explain why. This is very, very important. I want to do a lot of layers and a lot of textures. So if I just wear this and I wear it alone, it's going to completely dry. Once that dries, let me show you. All right, so let's just put a tiny little dot here, okay? This kind of formula dries down and it completely dries down. That's wonderful, and I actually wear it alone quite often, okay? All I'm doing is thinning it out so it'll dry quicker. We're gonna let that completely dry, and then I'm gonna do a dot here, okay? We'll do a dot here, same dot, and then I'm gonna mix it with clean canvas. And all clean canvas is going to do is it's going to lighten it just a smidge, and that's okay. But it's also going to make sure that it stays tacky. Let me put a little bit more. And again, I would mix on my eye. I want it to be a little bit darker than that. Clean canvas, like I said, is going to completely lighten it. That's going to be perfectly normal. We can adjust it. That's what makeup is. But what's going to happen now, that's going to be perfect. What's going to happen now is it's not going to dry. And I don't want it to dry because I'm going to show you. So now I've just grabbed one of the shadows and it goes over it nicely. You can see that. Okay. But if I put it on a tacky base, and I'm going to do part shimmer and part this, it's going to be extremely pigmented and extremely smooth and extremely even. And the reason why is because no matter what, a tacky base is going to just pick up more. That's what it does. But that's also why pressing really lends itself to it. So nice. And then with shimmers, and that's why I think we need both. It's not like we just need one or the other. Shimmers are going to be next level. Look at that. This one's still going to be really, really pretty. But again, it's like kind of a wet base. See? It's kind of like a wet base. Just like how we wet our brushes, except for I don't do that because that can mess up and cause hard pan. I need to explain more. This is important. Hard pan is that little crust. Honestly, we tried to find it the other day, and since we have these brushes, they don't absorb product that way. So I don't have hard pan, but wetting your brush and then going into shimmer, that always caused hard pan, but tacky base does not. And the reason why is because my brush is never wet. My brush has the shadow acts like a buffer, goes on top, doesn't absorb it. So we get this extreme, I mean, this is so pretty, but I mean, y'all can see that that is just wild. And then these are more pigmented, smoother, and that's why we're gonna mix and get a tacky base. Did we learn something? Jean is calling me. I must respond. So I know that was a lot of information, but it's really needed. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the tacky base, clean canvas. There's Gene Bean. Here he comes. I hear him snorting around the corner. We'll take that. We'll apply a thin, even layer like we always do with our C31. Oh, big snorts. That's my kitty cat. He is part goblin. He was actually absolutely feral, and I tamed him, but he had a lot of injuries, and it seems that his little sinus cavity had been crushed, so that's why he snorts, and even that's why he snores so loudly. But he's fine. Everybody's fine. He's a happy kitty. I've had him almost 3 years now, and he's a big snuggly boy. Just a reminder, the base we have on now, clean canvas, is not going to dry. It's not going to set until we set it. It's a good reminder. So let's go back to our About Face shadow, and let's just try adding a little here and a little here and a little there. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be enough. It's going to connect. It's not gonna dry, but what we do wanna do is, let's see if we can mix it with our C31. Oh, by the way, spring sale, and I do believe I just heard a phone call saying that it's almost over, so make sure that you don't miss out. Okay, put that there, put that here. And then we'll connect. So now we're gonna grab this color, and I'm gonna link the palette. I have a commission code, and that means I make a small percentage if you wanna use my code, and that's Rose. I'm just gonna take this through here, keeping it really nice and cool. Using the side of the brush for now. We're gonna use some black eyeshadow too, because we're kind of in a little bit of a feral state. We really enjoyed yesterday's look, so we're gonna get a little spicy with this one too. Still using the side of the brush. And notice that I'm taking, I don't think I mentioned, but I'm taking it on the lid as well. See how it's gonna go down there on the lid? You see how this side is a little bit higher? I want this side to be 2. I'm gonna completely relax my eyes now, and that's when I'm gonna start shading more. We will transition this color more, but I do wanna make sure that they're even. See how I'm taking it out of that fold? Sometimes I think we forget to relax our eyes. Tilt my head back a little bit. Nice. Now let's grab an E29. This is my inner rush brush. I'm gonna grab, I'm trying to double check here. Yep, let me grab a touch of this shade, grab it on the side, just grab it on one side. From here, I'm gonna take this through here and lightly across here. We will still do some shading, and I think we're just gonna go ahead and grab black eyeshadow, but for right now, I just want to go ahead and set all of that. Look how nice and smooth that looks. And I'm sure that if you're new here, you're going, that looks absolutely horrendous. But listen, did you see yesterday's story? Because we trust the chaos here. We trust it. Because I was an absolute goblin caterpillar, and then I emerged as a sparkling butterfly yesterday. So let's add some depth. Let's see where this takes us. We're gonna take some black eyeshadow, and we're gonna grab it on one side. I hope that you can see it. Okay, you can see it. I wanted to show you that it's not across the entire side of the brush. See where it is? It's a very small amount. I don't know if you know this, but where you pick up your eyeshadow on your brush matters so much. It matters so much. So we're gonna take this and I'm gonna angle it, and I'm gonna start to press it here. Let's push it in there. Perfect. If you really need to get in there and you can't shut one eye at a time, just tilt your head back a little bit. I'm gonna pick up some more black eyeshadow, same exact amount. Just kind of keep layering that till we get some more intensity. And then I want it to come out of, now let's sweep a little bit over this way. Now I want you to notice that I am pulling the brush, but I'm not swiping back and forth. It's kind of constant motions. I'm actually gonna press to kind of cover that a little bit more. And I didn't add any more on my brush because I don't want it to get too dark through the center here. Perfect, and now we need to do the same thing over here. Black eyeshadow on one side. Push that in there. Nice. Now, if we're learning something here, let me tell you what we're learning. Black eyeshadow needs to be built up. Never, ever go into black eyeshadow, dig, and then go to your eye. I have been on a makeup journey for a very long time now, and I still do not trust myself to do that. Pick up extreme small amounts. You're even going to have less fallout. There's so many benefits to building up black eyeshadow. I remember when I started, the first thing that I wanted to do was to dig. I was just a little shadow badger. Okay, before I move over to this eye, I'll finish it off camera. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this black About Face eye paint. I'm literally just at the tiniest little dot here. And I'm gonna grab an even smaller amount of this, but I wanna see if I can make it look even. Ooh, it's giving Abyss. Yes, perfect. And notice that I'm not taking it up through here. This will make this the darkest part. Oh, that's nice. Yes. Perfect. Listen, I'm having some fun here. I have micellar water on a C30, and I'm just gonna carve out this center part here. I wanted a little bit more. This is a really good tip. If your black eyeshadow has kind of crept up on your halo eye, just hit it with a little micellar water. This one here is going to completely dry down, so we're not going to have any issues, and it's oil free. So once it dries, we'll be able to go right back in with our eyeshadow base. So we're going to grab one more fluid paint, and we're going to mix it with the clean canvas like I already showed. We already showed how to do that, but that's what I'm doing here. And I'm going to grab, I guess I'll just grab that same C30. Perfect. There you go. Okay. And then we're just going to, again, I mix it with the clean canvas because I don't want it to dry, because we want this shimmer we're about to apply to really stand out. I'm going to show you how to mix this together too. Oh, that's so perfect. It's so taupey. This is so much fun. Okay, we have that placed. Make sure it's really nice and even on the lid. Let's push it over here too. There we go. Now we're gonna hop back into this shade, grab it on the side, and we're just gonna transition taupe to the black. Don't worry about that. We'll grab black eyeshadow. Look at this. Perfect. Wipe it off, just wiping it on Sheila. Back into the same taupe shade, and we're gonna do the same thing over here. It's almost time for shimmer. So now we're going into this shade, and we're gonna use that same C30. This is nice and tacky, so it's really gonna pick up that color. And we're replacing the shimmer. Let's leave a little space here because we are gonna darken the lash line. It's gonna be a lot easier to darken if we leave a little bit of space. Eyeliner formulas don't enjoy going over any kind of shimmer or anything kind of thick and glittery like this. And notice I'm diffusing these edges up top. So what I'm saying is we're gonna stop at about, I'm gonna just go across there. You don't have to do this. I'm just kind of showing you where I'm stopping. No shimmer from there to there. Then if we take a big fluffy brush and we use the side of it, we can kind of diffuse this sparkle. And I love when the sparkle just comes out a little bit of kind of this smoky eyeshadow cage, kind of a floating lantern situation. It's so pretty. Just lightly tap it. I don't think I've used this in 1,000 years, but I just swatched it and it is so black. This is the MAC Liquid Last 24-hour waterproof liner. But I'm not doing a wing, I don't think. I just want to darken the lash line, and it was so dark. I will say this formula gets very sticky, and it gets sticky very quickly. I do remember that. So it can be a little tricky to work with. Yeah, we won't do a wing. I'll actually just kind of shape that with outliner. But let's correct this. I dip back in. There we go. So I remembered I don't love that formula. We're gonna put that away. It is just too sticky. So I'm actually just taking black eyeshadow and I'm just going to smudge this a little bit, diffuse these edges. Then I thought it'd be fun just to add whatever shimmer's left on our brush. Just add it right in the center on top of the black. That's fun. Bling, bling, bling. I did grab a little bit more for this side. Yes. Fun. Okay, let's clean this up. Micellar water and that C30 again. This is the same one. Then let's tap that in. There we go. We're gonna do our Moonlight lashes today. Super small lash band. These are probably one of the most comfortable lashes I have ever worn. And they're really easy to apply because the lash band's small, but then it's not too small, because I feel like some Ardell lashes are, the lash band's way too small and then it just slides everywhere. I feel like if you're a beginner, these are gonna be fantastic. And if you wanna check out my lash tutorial, it is on my saved highlights. Nice. Okay, so no matter your makeup journey, this is a really fun tip and you can use it with the most mild look or the spiciest look. So one of my favorite things to do is I'm gonna take black eye pencil here, I got too excited. And I'm gonna take it on my bottom waterline. I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm going to come in this way and we're gonna have to finish the eye, but you're gonna see the beginning of it. Perfect, right? Leave the center open. And then I'm gonna grab this very bright kind of cream colored liner here. You could use one closer to your skin tone or even brighter. And I'm just gonna feather it over that way and then I'm gonna feather it over this way. But I'm focusing most of it in the center. Isn't that fun? And then wait till we finish underneath here. We're gonna do the same thing. So I went to Ulta the other day and I was walking around, what's new? And I remember trying this. This is the ABH foundation. I remember trying it many moons ago and they had sent it to me, but they only sent me, I think, 2 shades and they were just way too yellow. So I went and swatched them myself in person. And if you're wondering why I didn't try to get more, there's just so many different things. And I was like, I give up. But I went and purchased it again and I think it's really nice. This is shade 140N. Beautiful. And I actually wore this the other day when I filmed a tutorial and I really enjoyed how it wore. I thought it was really pretty. I also got the concealer, which I'll show you too, and I wore that while filming. So I wore it long enough to tell if I really liked it. I do. I figured y'all want to watch this blend in. It's nicely smoothed across my skin. That matches fantastic. And remember, I'm matching here. I'm not matching here. Ooh, got a little hair trying to escape. And just a few more days before the spring sale's over. So if you're thinking about the C42, and that's what I'm using here, better spring into action. This is such an important part to watch. So I have my foundation on the E29. This is the In a Rush brush. And y'all have seen me do this quite a bit, but it's just so important to watch this look kind of tie itself together. Look at this already. Makes such a difference. Tap it over this way. We're covering up the base. And then we can even take a little bit here. It's my favorite part. I got shade 4 and 7 in the concealer. 7 is really, really close to kind of my skin tone anyways, just a smidge warmer, barely. But then 4 is the shade that I'm about to use right now. And it's really more of my brightening shade and it's really, really nice. But I will say this is a very full coverage concealer. So you're gonna see me use less than I normally would. I probably should have color corrected, but I think this is heavy duty enough that will be okay. If you do have dark circles, whenever you wear black eyeshadow like this, I highly recommend using your corrector underneath, because as you can see, these dark tones tend to want to pool, but I think I'll be able to get away with it. Okay, put some here just to brighten a little bit too. I'm just brightening up the center. And then we need a C31. Make sure, yep, we should be able to use it. So this is the same C31, here's Sheila, that we used for the gray, this is wild, the gray eyeshadow base. Remember the first one we laid down? All I did was lightly wipe it on Sheila, and Sheila's not microfiber, it's just a towel. But we can go right in and start doing our concealer, and it's not going to turn it gray. The bristles just don't absorb product. I post those reviews all the time. You know, it saves me so much time. This concealer is super full coverage, but I feel like it's not too thick. And I really, really enjoyed it the other day. So I'm wild today, and I'm using shade 4 in the Givenchy. Sometimes I like to use this shade because I don't always want a little pink tint under there. This powder, I don't care what color it is. It could be neon green and it would just look so nice underneath the eye. It's still my favorite powder. There are lots of other powders I enjoy, but at the end of the day, this one has been the hardest one to truly dupe. I can dupe the color, but the formula is just, it's heavenly. What you're seeing me do here is I do not want to set any kind of crease, so I immediately have this queued up and ready to go. And then I'll set the center of my face. Ooh, and don't forget you can shop the puff in the spring sale too. I'm just taking whatever's left and I'm just gonna lightly set the rest of my face. Feels like a spa treatment. Let's do our Mob Beauty bronzer. And I'm not doing any creams today. You might have known that already because I went ahead and set over here. And this brush just kind of does the work for you. You just press it. And you'll notice I focus most of the bronzer here first. And then I kind of let that bronzer just transition upwards. And bronzer can go up higher, and the reason why bronzer can go up higher, because really quickly I want you to think when we're standing and the sun is beating down on us, it actually hits these higher points of the face, and that's why bronzer can kind of creep up this high, and the cool tones of contour would not creep up that high, because shadows don't normally creep up all the way up here. So that's a really good tip. Now let's finish the under eye. So we're gonna take that same black pencil, we're gonna take it just out of the waterline a hair. Nice. Ooh, that's so pretty. And then we need to grab our E27. Where is the E27? You know, I only work with a small amount of brushes, but somehow they just absolutely grow legs and run away. So we're just gonna pull this before it sets in one direction. Smudge that a little bit. It's important to do this before it sets because it could become patchy. Because even gel liners like that in pencil form, they will set. And let's push this in here too. Let's just add a little bit of transition to that black. Let's grab this shade, actually this one right here. This is the one we've used the most. Just tap that right underneath that black. This is gonna be good. I can't wait for y'all to see the back camera. Just transition a little bit. Now we're gonna grab that Moira pencil, bring it out of the waterline. And because we're gonna use such a small amount of shimmer underneath here, that should be enough. Just adding a little bit more, the same one that's in the center of my lid. I'm not putting it on my waterline, just underneath here. That's enough. Trying out another shade of the secret blush I can't tell you all about. I really love this formula. It's really pretty. I'm gonna layer it just a little bit more over here. C41 blush brush. Okay, so I was recording this and then it didn't want to load. So I'm applying the new Mario. This is the, what are these things called? I like the way it feels. Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Color. And y'all know I like to do lip liner after, but I wanted to see. I feel like this is kind of like an updated version of a really vampy lip. It feels very comfortable. I feel like it's gonna get all over my teeth though. See, I can feel that. I mean, that's an easy fix. I'll just take the back of a makeup brush that I'm done using. Same thing with our finger, except for I don't have to stick my finger in my mouth. It's actually better. So we'll do that, and then let me find a lip liner. So really quickly, I like the idea of this color in a nude, but I feel like, see, that didn't even work, and that normally works. I feel like this is the type of lip formula that's a traveler. It has plans, and it doesn't care if you want to join in on those plans, but you're gonna go along for the ride. This feels like a lip product that is going to absolutely move around, and I probably wouldn't reach for this color again if I wasn't if I wasn't just wanting to commit to this look. Yeah, I'm not vibing. But we're gonna try it 3 times, and that I'm pretty sure though the nudes are gonna be fantastic. And the reason why is because they're gonna be a lot more forgiving. They're not gonna want to travel all around your face because a color this dark is going to want to be seen on my skin tone. So this is really moving. I can almost feel it. I was saying I can almost feel it dripping. I didn't do the lip liner yet, only because I'm startled. I have never, ever in my life had this. Ever. Do y'all see my lip lines? Y'all have seen me. I don't know how many tutorials I've done, and my lips have never looked like this. I'm talking with the most affordable lip products. I think I might be done with this already. Now I kind of want to try a nude color. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off. I'm panicking. Look at that. Now I just put on the shade Soft Nude and see how it's separating? And it just feels like it's getting everywhere. I don't think this is the formula for me. I think we might switch over to something else. We're gonna switch it up. Either I developed lip lines overnight, or that's just not a formula that's gonna work for me. Either way, it's a sad day. So I'm gonna go in with this gloss. I'm still gonna use a burgundy lip liner. This one is from Xox Cosmetics, and it has absolutely never let me down. It is more of a gloss, and it's super pigmented, but it's not gonna go into my lip lines like that. This is MAC Night Moth, and I'm just gonna start shading. Still gonna be vampy. You can see it blend. Okay, now look. I wear gloss all the time, and look, it's not even on my teeth. You know, I'll try it again. I won't try that color. That's a migrating color. That's got migration on the mind, and I don't want to risk leaving my house and that dripping everywhere on my face. Well, we just try out stuff. That's what we do here. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. I'm not even sure lip liner would save that, but again, we're gonna try the other colors, just not that color. Moving on. I love you all so much. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I'm gonna save it to YouTube. I'm gonna save yesterday's to YouTube as well. That one was a hot fire look. This is so much fun. Thank you for just letting me be a little bit more creative during the week. It helps me help you. Not sure what I'm posting tonight. I think I might post the Fenty Red Lip. I tried that on and I want y'all to see that. So I might post that tonight. All right, I love y'all with all of my heart and I'll see you in the comments tonight.